but haven't streamed in over a year. Moved to country and internet stinks. Oh no, I'm sorry. Oh, you're gamers. Okay, cool. I must admit, I'm sorry. I'm not much of a gamer. I can't act like I'm a gamer. I can talk about Minecraft. I can talk about old games from a long time ago. I can talk about GT, Gran Turismo. I used to play that a lot. I used to play NBA Jam. What else did I used to play? A lot of. I used to watch my friend. Oh, you're also artists. Awesome. Cool. All right, let's start with the eyes. The eyes have it. Let's make a bigger brush, please. Thank you. How about 17? So what kind of art are you into? Are you into comic art? Painting? Oils? You said you're a crafter. Pyrography, maybe? Now that's something. Don't burn yourself. Let's make a straighter line, shall we? Hold the wrist. Make it confidently. Confident lines. Confident, bold lines or straight lines. Ah, what kind of painting do you do? I've done some acrylic painting. I've done some watercolor painting. I've done enough oil painting in order to realize I should stop oil painting. I should stick to the acrylics and the watercolors. Canvas, okay. We do different types of things, but paint and oils is most. Oh, awesome. Good for you. I'm glad that somebody can do the oil painting because I cannot. Maybe I just didn't have enough patience for it. Because after you've done acrylic painting, you expect the oils to act the same way as acrylics, and they do not. As I'm sure you are aware, I'm probably preaching to the choir. Preaching to the choir, am I? So what subject matter do you prefer to paint? Are you a landscape artist or Bob Ross type? Because I'll tell you what, those oil paints ain't cheap. It's like golfing. You can't just buy a brush and some paints and some canvas and then just go paint. Also do write books. Oh, awesome. And are currently illustrating our own children's books. So looking at how are you doing yours? Well, this is... I've watched a lot of tutorials on comic drawing, comic style. I watched a lot of David Finch. Let me see. Let me see if I can... I think I made Nope, I did not make a command for David Finch. Nope. Well, anyway, if you look up David Finch, here's how you spell it. David Finch, just like the bird. So anyway, funny story how I wouldn't call it funny, but so I started looking up information on how to inking techniques for comics, and I thought I was pretty okay at penciling, pretty okay at everything else that I needed to know except for inking. I thought that inking was the thing that was in my way. So I found a guy named Jimmy Reyes who had some tutorials up on YouTube, and I asked him. Oh, he had a video on how to print out your pencils onto Bristol board, and then ink them traditionally with pen and ink. Actually, liquid ink with brushes and pens. And so I asked him a question, and I didn't expect this YouTuber to answer it immediately, but he did. And not only that, he invited me to he called it an open mic, like an open mic for artists. So people could come up on stream. This was during COVID, and ask questions and chat about what they're doing, what kind of art they're making. And he said he was going to have a guest speaker, a guest artist. And that guest artist was David Finch, who he's kind of a big deal. He draws for DC and Marvel, and he's working on, I think he does a lot of Batman stuff right now, or at the time he was. So the connection that they have between each other is Jimmy used to be David Finch's inker. David Finch is a penciler, and Jimmy was the inker. So long story short, comic artists, even the famous ones, are pretty open to talking about their craft and teaching. At least the artists that I've met online are not afraid of explaining how they do their work. So if you're interested in knowing more about the craft, the David Finch channel he used to do something called Monday Night Draw. I have not seen him do that in quite some time. Of course, now that I say that, tonight is Monday night, and he's going to make me a liar. I would love to see him again online. He has not done the live streams on Monday night in a long time, but there's a treasure trove of his past streams. Not only that, his wife, Meredith Finch, that is a writer. She has written for Wonder Woman. She has written for, who else? Catwoman. Xena, and other books that I can't even remember. It helps to know somebody in the business, right? It helps to know David Finch so he can get you jobs in the comic industry. He's the one who actually pushed her into actually writing, because he knew that she actually did do some writing on her own, not commercially. So not only not only is she a comic writer, but she's a Christian comic writer. She's been writing. She wrote her own version of the Book of Ruth. She also has done many other books for Cave. What's the name of the publisher? Cave Pictures Press, I think. She's been independent recently instead of being... she hasn't done any famous titles in a long time. For a while. But, this tear duct has to be changed. There we go. Tear ducts look like a bird's beak. Can't you see the bird? Kind of looks like an owl. So, when she wrote the Book of Ruth, she did not write it in period in biblical Old Testamental period. I don't like that line. Let's do that again. There we go. And there. She did it in the Dust Bowl in the 30s. In order to make it more relatable for some reason. She thought that people would be more relatable to the 30s than they would to BC times. So, I don't understand her logic, but So what book are you working on? Yes, her name is Meredith. It's a children's book, yes. What is without spoiling anything, what is the premise of your book? This is your opportunity to push your book